If you want to do a research, first you should be very clear. You should have problem. You should have problem. Okay, and you have to find a solution to the problem. So you should have two things. What is that? Problem and solution. Right. For your problem, if you want to find a solution, you can think this may be the solution. This may be the solution. This may be the solution. You can think. But sometime, in what level, how much percent are you not sure? You are not sure in what level it is. Okay, the solution is 90% or 80%. You don't know, but you think that this may be the solution. So what you are going to do, you take these as a hypothesis, and then you go and test it by putting certain question to people. Is this a solution? What do you think? And then people will respond to the relevant people. And then you will understand 90% of the people agreed this is the solution. Now you are confident to implement the solution for the problem identified. Are you connected with my subject? So why you have to do research? You have to find a solution to the problem. So how do you identify the problem? This is another important question a research supervisor will ask. Like me, I will ask. Okay, so how you know this is a problem? Okay, you have to justify we have this problem based on data, information, and some kind of evidences. So you have to prove the evidence. For example, in your organization, you have one issue in HR related issue. What is that? Employee turnover is getting higher and higher every year. So people are not retaining. They are not staying. They leave the organization very quickly. When we take the people inside the organization, they are not continuously staying. They leave very fast. So you spend lots of money for hiring, and then you are unable to keep your people, sustain your people, continue your people, retain your people in your organization. This is a big issue for HR department. You have understood now? So this is a problem. This is how you have to identify the problem. Problem identification is crucial in research, because if you don't have problem, no research. So that's why you have to identify the problem first. The problems, we have to bring lots of problem outside. You can have lots of problems outside around you. For example, a problem like feminism, yeah, man, woman dominance, some issue. You can see there are some issues like drugs, maybe some kind of health, some kind of any other things which is there outside. Whatever the problems you see around, you are going to utilize a methodology to identify exactly how it is a problem, on what basis you say as it is a problem, and then you are going to find a solution to the problem in a certain methods. There are certain methodology you are going to adapt and do. But here, in our subject, you are going to study business research. You are not studying any other related subject. So you have to go to the business related subject area and choose one of the problem you face in the business area. So that is what business research. Okay. So business research means you choose the business area and then find a problem in the business area, and then try to bring solution to the problem. But you are not going to do a research and find the solution now. What you are going to do, this is my proposal. This is the methodology that I'm going to adapt based on the problem I have identified. Then you present your proposal. That's it. This is your assignment. Clear? So you are not going to do any research. Actually, if you want to do a research, you have to write around 12,000 words to 15,000. Okay. In my MBA, I did that one. 12,000 words. Right? But you need around 4,000 words for your proposal. And 8,000 words, you have to go and detailedly do your research and write your report accordingly. Okay. You understand now? So you have to choose what? You have to choose what? Tell me. A problem in the business area. Right. What are the business area we have studied? This is very important. You may have interest on different business area. For example, Stewart may be interested in marketing. Hema will be interested in finance. Rashid will be interested maybe in HR. Zahira will be interested in operation. Sandul is interested in maybe the research. So there are people who are interested in business, different business functions. Marketing, sales, one function. Like operations, another functions. Yeah, HR, another functions. Finance is another functions. So in what subject area you have interest? So you take that subject. In the particular subject, you have to go and find problems and then identify the problem. To the problem, you have to bring the solutions. Is it clear now? Right? So you have to choose one business functional area. For example, I have chosen what? In the business, now I have chosen one problem. From where I chose? HR. In the HR department, there is one problem. What is the problem? Recruitment. In the recruitment, the people we are unable to retain. So retention is a problem. So I have chosen a problem in the HR department, HR related problem. So now I want to fix this problem. So this is a business research. Maybe Zahira has some operational issues, right? Total quality management or the cycle time. So there are some operational things are there. She takes some issue, right, related to that and try to find a solution to that. Marketing, the sales are down. You just go for the sales. So customer satisfaction is a problem now. So why the customers are not become loyal or not continuously be with you? So why customers dissatisfied? So you want to find the reason. So you want to find the reason. You know the reason. Then why you want to do research? Okay. You heard the reason. You studied the reason. Someone told you this is the reason. But you don't know the evidences. So what you are going to do, you are going to see that evidences in detail in the literature review. So we are going to discuss one by one. So first, you have to identify the business scope, the area, and then you have to go to that business area and choose one problem. And to the problem, you have to find a solution. This is very, very important in doing a research. Right? So this is the first thing you have to identify the problem in the business area and try to bring that problem as a problem, and then you have to find a solution. First, how do you know it is a problem? As I asked one question. Do you yes, retention is a problem. How do you know that? Who told you? How do you know? Who told you? In your organization, in a particular organization, yeah, let's say there is a problem on retention. Employee retention is a problem. Then who told you? So that is what we call evidence. So you have to find the evidences that you have the problem based on secondary data. So you have to collect the secondary data. What is that secondary data? You have reports, previous reports. Okay, so in the report, you can see last 5 years or last 10 years, the people leaving organization is higher. The retention is poor. Now this is the evidence. So you have to bring this evidence in your writing. Okay. If you take only one organization, this is a case study. You have to remember the differences between case study and the research. You have to be very clear. Huh? If you take one organization as a case, and then you take as a problem and find a solution to the problem, it's a case study. Okay. If you want to do a research, it should be generalized to everybody. Okay, you take a problem in one sector, HR in banking sector, retention in employee retention in banking sector. So now you have to narrow down. Banking sector, if you take around the world, it's a very big scope. You cannot collect data and then you cannot do research. So what you have to do now, you have to go for narrow down. So you have to bring it shorter. So the circle should be shorter. How can you bring that short? You have to take one country, in that country, one region, in the region, one area, in that particular area, one sector, in the sector, one business function, in the business function, one issue. Clear? Example, right? I take Qatar. In Qatar, right, employee turnover is high. This is a very big. In Qatar, where? Now we put question. In banking sector. Okay. Qatar, it's a big area. Now again, Doha, you define. Qatar, Doha city, in city, financial institutions. Now banking. If you take banking, again, we have two options. One is government banking, private banking. So now you can go for private banking. In Doha, private banks. So when you list out the banks, you are not going to have thousands of banks. You are not going to have hundreds of banks. You are not going to have few banks. Maybe 10, 15 banks you are going to have. You understand? So these are the 10 banks or the 5 banks. You are going to choose to have some sampling. We call that stratified sampling. So you have to take that sampling in the particular organization from particular employees. You understand? You put some question here and then collect the data. Do you have the picture now? Why I have to explain all? You have to have an outline. What is research? So in your research, what you are going to do now? Tell me. You have to identify a problem, and then the problem should be narrowed down to region, to area, in particular area, in particular business sector, right? In particular business function. Then you choose a problem, and then you go to the people and ask questions, why you leave organization? And then people will tell, I leave organization because there are many reasons. You are going to take at least 3 reasons and test whether is it a true, is it a true reason, in what level it is. So what is the relationship? What is the impact? You are going to see this all in your research. For example, employee turnover, which is related to when you ask question, the answers are coming. One answer coming. The work environment is very bad. I don't like. How many people told this when you put the question? 100 people ask questions. How many percentage of the people told, I don't like the work environment? Then you have the answer. You understand? In different banks, you put the questions and answers are coming from different sectors. So no biasness, you understand? If you take only one area, one organization, then it's a case study. You are bringing that organization and problem inside only. Now you are generalizing every year in Doha, in financial private banks, it's a common issue for everybody. You bring a solution to everybody and then you take a solution for the problem they are facing everybody. Now you are generalizing. This idea can be generalized to other region and other region around the world. This idea can be taken. You understand? The issue taken and then done research in the particular area. And then it can be taken as a model, everybody can follow. You understand what I'm telling is now? First, you have to go and see this is the area and then go and ask questions. Right. One question I asked, one told one reason what? We are leaving organization because their environment is very bad. Work environment, work culture, work-life balance. Let's say one idea. Another person, another question I put related to training and development. When we ask questions, training and development is the reason. And then another questions we put, compensation benefit is the reason. So now we have three. What are they? We have three. Work culture, or we can say work-life balance. Second thing is training and development. Third thing is compensation and benefits. So these are the three things now I have taken, right? So this is what we call variables. So these variables, how it is impacting in employee turnover. So we have two variables, independent, dependent, right? What is independent? We have three independents. What is dependent? Dependent is the one issue. What is that issue? Employee turnover. Really, depending on what? Depending on what? Training and development, work culture, compensation and benefit. You understand? Now you are going to test these three variables in what level it is. Is there any relationship? What is the impact? You are going to see in your research. And then bring the findings and solutions, and then bring your conclusions and recommendations. Finding, conclusion, and recommendations. So have you understood? Right, this is one thing. I discussed all in one thing. So what is that? Business research, what? Business research should be done in the business area. So I will repeat the same question in order to have the clarity. So it should be done in a particular area. Yeah, in a particular area, in the particular organization, where sector, in the sector, we take one functional area. In that functional area, take one issue, and then highlight this issue is there, and then you have to identify the variables. Okay, what are the things what is affecting, influencing the employee turnover? So you have identified these are the things. How do you know these are the things? These are the things related to. How do you know work culture impact? Actually, we have two types of research. We have two types of research. Okay. One research is called deductive. Another one is called inductive. Okay, two terms. I will go for one by one. All the theories I will discuss. Everything in the slides we have. Deduct, 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 D-E-D-U-C-T. Deduct, deductive. Another one is inductive. You put IN, inductive. Okay, deductive and inductive. So what do you mean deductive? Deductive means I have done a research. Also, already the research is done by many people. You take that research, and in that research, there are certain findings, certain recommendations. And that area missed, area was challenged. It was challenged. You take the research and replicate by yourself and see the result again. Deductive. For example, I have done a research in Sri Lanka. In my area, business area, I have taken particular district, which is in the eastern province, right? I have taken one sector, that is tourism, hotel industry. So now I have taken what? Tourist hotel in particular district. Okay, I have taken one issue. That is what? Training and development. I have taken one issue. In my MBA, I did that. Training and development. So it is training and development. What are the things impacting training and development? So I would like to know. So employee performance and training and development. I took that. So if an employee wants to perform better, is there any need of training? Okay, training and development. So what are the other factors I would like to know? So first, I have to identify these variables clearly. Before that, I have to identify a problem. Why I choose that one in the particular area, in my area? Because Sri Lanka is a tourist country. Okay, tourism was very much affected with many reasons. So I have identified generally. How I know these things? These are the things, the problems generally spoken in day-to-day situations, which is business related in the newspapers, news articles, magazines, business magazines. They are highlighting this issue. So in order to contribute to national economy, I have taken one problem that is related to tourism. And in the tourism area, I have taken the hotel industry. In the particular industry, I want to see what happened to the training and development and employee performance, which is going to affect tourist arrival. If the performance of the employees who are performing poor, that is directly or indirectly going to affect tourism, because they are not going to be happy, they are not going to come back. You understood the reason? So it's a wider scope. Now I have narrowed down only the particular HR related area, training and development, and then employee performance. You understand? So I have done the research. Now you can take this research and see in Qatar. You can take this research and see in Philippines. You can take this research, see in India. This is what we call deductive research. Because my finding in my context, the people who answered is different from the people who are going to answer in another region. Their mindset, their attitude, their behavior, their facilities, their interest, everything is different. So there will be a different answers. If there is same answer, it's fine. It's a common theory. If it is a difference, then there are some area, gap is there, still the gap has to be reduced. Again, this area to be taken and revised. And then it has to be done many researches on the subject to finalize the gap is to be reduced. Is that clear now? You know, research is the subject, the person who becomes to a doctor, a professor. If you want to become a professor, you have to submit a research, and then you have to become like, you know, it's a more technical subject, but you have to understand this clearly. Okay, I hope you have understood. This is very important. You should understand the concept. Very important concept. If you have understood, then you have to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is not any. It's not a problem. First, you should have a clarity what you are going to do, and then you have to go one by one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If you go and then finish it. So you should conceptually you have to understand this idea. So now I have talked about deductive. So what is inductive research? Inductive research, that is the very first time you are going to see a problem, no one attended that issue, right? You take as a new issue, you try to find this solution to this area. Generally, these issues will be done by creating some kind of what do you call theoretical base. You have to find the theoretical base, yeah, and then you are going to test the hypothesis, and then you have to bring it new theories. You are going to bring some new theories. You are not testing somebody's research. You are bringing new theories.
Is it part also of what you say in development?
Yeah, new theories. New theories means, for example, one professor, Dave Ulrich, we studied in research, HR, human resource management. He is called father of HR. He has told to have an effective HR. What is the model? He proposed a model. So the new model he presented is own research. He did not replicate anybody's model. He did not take the model and test it. He brought a new model. You understood? If you bring a new model, it's your research, new idea found out as a scientist. You understand? Scientists are bringing new things. They are testing in the laboratory. That is why there are results coming. You understand? If you go and test things in the laboratory, the same result will come everywhere.
The difference would be is creating something.
Yeah.
Because the deductive, if you have this subject,
Yeah.
you just have to create something. But for the second one, if we are making a new one.
New one. Inductive, we have to go for the new one, new theory.
Yes.
For example, who can remember that HR models? We have discussed about HR models. What are the Harvard model? Warwick model? Do you remember? Huh? And the Dave Ulrich model. For example, I have talked about 3 models. So now, Dave Ulrich model is a new theory. He has done a research, inductive, and then found a new theory. You understand? Inductive research, we are not doing. Research students, we are not doing. We are doing deductive research. Is that clear now? If you go for inductive research, you have to go for qualitative. There are 2 things are there again. Qualitative and quantitative. So whatever I'm discussing, I'm generalizing everything. Even though you understand or not understand, okay, don't worry. Maybe information overloaded, but I would like to have the total picture. And then if you have the total picture, I will go one by one. At that time, you will have more clarity. Okay. So for example, last time also I discussed about this. If you are going to talk about the car, okay, if you talk about the car one by one, steering, tire, okay, the body and other parts of the car, if you are going to talk about, and then people will be confused. Okay, but if you show this is the car, these are the parts it has, and then if we talk one by one is good, right? What do you think? This is the car. Now you have the car. These are the tires, these are the wheels. Now you are going to talk about the tires and wheels and body, structure, technique, engine, you are whatever the things you are going to talk about. Is it easy? Or you just talk tire first, but there is no any connection with any other things. So if I go one by one and talk, you cannot understand. So what I'm trying to have some total understanding, the brief idea, to have some clarity what is research about, what are the different types of research. Now you understood what is research. Is that clear? Now we are going to understand what are the different types of research. Two, deductive, inductive. Deductive mean what? You take a research of somebody and see the gap and check in the other locations and how it is. You understand? This is deductive. So one subject will be done by many in different situations, by different locations, okay, by different people, and see the different results. Maybe our same results or different results you will see, right? And then that is what deductive. Inductive means you bring new theories. In order to have that, you are going to go for two type of approach. One is qualitative and quantitative. You have to remember this. Now, I talked about deductive, inductive. Now I'm going to talk about qualitative approach, quantitative approach. Okay. What is that qualitative? Qualitative approach. Qualitative means you take questions and interview people. Okay. You will structure certain questions and then put questions. You don't know answers. Based on the people answers, you may understand different answers coming for one question. So why people are leaving? Why you are leaving organization? If I ask questions, right? There will be many answers, right? This is what we call qualitative research. Quantitative research, I take some of the answers and see what do you think about this answer? Is it true or not? Quantitative research. Clear now? Quantitative research, you give the question and answers. You let the people to choose. And then you see how many people chose answer 1, answer 4, answer 5. And the percentage. Now you understand. Then you will come to know this is what we call quantitative, quantity. Right? So empirical studies you are doing, you are going to use the data analysis, SPSS system. There is one tool, SPSS system, to identify the data analysis. To do the data analysis, you can use the SPSS tool. Based on the data, you can analyze. I will discuss about a little about it also. Okay, the tool. Hope you understood. What is that quantitative research? You have problem, and then already you have identified solutions, and then you want to check whether is it a solution in your area. How many people say, what percentage say, so what percentage of people say this is the problem? So in the particular area. So here you give the question and answer, let the people to choose. Quantitative. Qualitative, you put the question, you don't know answers. What the answer is going to come. People will tell different answers. So what you have to do now, you have to record. You put some recording. You turn on your recording, let the people to speak. You record all the voices, then you have to put them in the words and then highlight them. What is the general statement everybody gave? And then you have to come to know based on the interview I have done by 5 people or 10 people or 100 people. These are the general statement of 100 people in terms of this issue. It takes too much time. Consuming, too much time consuming, cost effect, cost also. Why qualitative research? Mostly the inductive research done by the people who are going to go for qualitative. Deductive people who will go for quantitative. Is that understood? In day-to-day life, there are so many problems we have. We should have some research mindset to fix the problem. You should not go for emotionally and then find a solution. What will happen? You go and react emotionally and find a solution. It will not work. It cannot be replicated. It cannot be taken by others. You understand? Different emotions are there. The way you approach, I approach, it will be different totally. So emotional things are not going to work. Data-based. So evidence-based. You have to go and see. Percentage, what is, when you look at the data, as I said, employee turnovers are increased in Qatar. Yeah, in the banking sector. So it is an issue highlighted in the newspaper. In Gulf News, yeah, in Qatar News, Gulf, one of the statement released by the Qatar government in the private sector, banking sectors, struggling or having hard times in retaining their employees. One heading, you take that issue. You understand? This is how you have to identify where you find a problem. How do you know this problem? Yes, you give the reference now. Give the newspaper as a reference. In the particular day of the newspaper, it has been highlighted, particular article written by this guy and given all the statistics. All the informations are presented from the articles. You take as a source. And then you can continue your research. Have you understood how to identify the problem? This is one thing. Problem is one thing. Research problem is another thing. You should not be confused. I'm talking about two things. What are they? Problem, business problem, and research problem. Okay. Business problem. You have to go for research problem. So the problem you have identified, employee turnover. Research problem. Research problem means you have to go and see how many people or what are the people have taken this area as a research area, taken as a research problem, and then highlight it. Clear now? So in the research, you have some certain area highlighted is a problem. You take as a research problem. So in the research problem, you have to go and read the research article. In the research article, you will see there are certain problems highlighted. That problem has to be taken. Where are you going to take this such problems? You can go and see in the conclusion. You can go and see in the recommendation. You can go and see in the findings. You can go and see in the abstract. And then these people already noted this is the area. When we did the research, we found some problems. These problems are called research problems on the particular employee retention. Clear? Problem, the business related problem, one problem, right? That is given by, that is one thing. Newspaper article, one evidence, secondary data. What is the second evidence you can go for? You go and ask, see the data, the HR departments. If you go and see, there are so many issues based on the data, because they have already presented in the article, in the file banks. When they had done a research, they have found out these are the problems. So based on the article, now you can take a secondary data. Then you can highlight. Up to now, everything clear? What is research? What is research? Why we have to do research? And how we are going to, what are the types of research? Okay, how we have to do research. Now, I'm going to talk about the fourth part, right? And then I will go one by one in detail. Business research, now I said social research. One of the terminology we use that laboratory research and social research. These are the two different researches again. What is that? Laboratory research. The scientifically laboratory, lab. The laboratory, the scientists are dealing with laboratory testing. Laboratory, yeah. Laboratory test is there, right? In the lab, the scientists are going to test it. In the movies, you can see there are some tests. Yeah, laboratory test. And then they will come to know a certain, they will find some findings. And then they will apply everywhere. Okay. So why, for example, global warming? If you take global warming, they will do the test. So same like finding, for example, sodium and then chlorine. Then you mix it together, sodium chloride is coming. So this is the formula, right? Based on the formula, you will do test in the laboratory. In the school, you can see there are labs. Students will do that laboratory test. So that is what the result will be same. There is no any differences. You will see the result same. Scientific research will be same. But if you go for social science research, the results will not be same. Why? Now, if you go to social science research, the results will not be same. Why? Yeah, the people's idea, mindset, attitude, behavior, context, environment, yeah, their interest, the choices, difference. Based on their understanding, they will tick and give you. Based on their knowledge, they will tick and give you. Based on the experience, they will tick and give you the question you are giving. That's why the research I have done in Sri Lanka can be done in Philippines. Why? The Filipinos' mindset is different, Sri Lankans' mindset is different. Filipinos' culture, work-life system is different. In Sri Lanka is different. There are certain differences are there. They experience. So you cannot expect the same results in two places. So the social researchers will not give you 100% correct. You understand? But how can you make it 100%? By replicating many times on the subject area, then you will understand everywhere same. Until everywhere same, you have to do deductive. Is that clear now? Everybody understood? Okay. Fine. So deductive social means human behavior and experience and social realities. Research is understanding the truth. Yeah, that is the solution. We assume there is a truth out there. So you understand that this is the problem and this is the solution. So you understand this may be the solution, this may be the solution, but still you don't know how much percent it is a solution. Is it really a solution? On what basis you have? So still we are going to do that and see. So by establishing hypothesis, you are going to go and search and find and test the hypothesis, and then you will come to know, yes, this is what the findings based on the test of the hypothesis you have done, you have taken. And methods, that is the vehicle, the way you are going to do systematically. So there is a method we are going to discuss on. You understand? Social research methods here. So we are doing Business students are doing social research methods. Okay, our business research methods are social research methods. We are not doing laboratory research. Okay, so if you want, I can give you a book, reference book for you, and then you go and read from the first page to last page, and then you will have a comprehensive idea how to do a research. So now I'm going to read the theory, theoretical part. Just reading, you can understand what is now. What is research? The systematic investigation as well as the study of the source or material or things so that the facts can be established or conclusion can draw. You understand the first one? Can you understand, try to understand the first sentence? What is a research? See, research is a systematic investigation. So you have to investigate systematically, okay, to find the truth. So you are going to do what? From the study of sources or materials, okay, or things that the facts can be established, conclusion can draw. So now you have to, by studying these materials and sources, and then things that you will come to know, come to draw a conclusion. Finally, you will know this is what you have found out. So after investigation, okay, but the investigation should be systematic. That is what methodology, research methods that we are doing systematic investigation, right? If you ask, for example, intelligence service, right? The police intelligence service. If there is any crime, then these people will approach you. They will go and ask you certain questions systematically. When they question you at the time, when you answer, then they will highlight these answers are connected with this kind of actions, this kind of, they know this. And then they will find out whether there is a relationship with this guy, with that event or not. Based on your answers, they will find out. So there are certain systematic questions they will put it to find the truth. You cannot put all the question to all the people to find, because problem related questions in a particular area you have to bring. For example, retention is an issue. You have to bring the question on the retention, right? Customer satisfaction is an issue. You have to go in that area. So particular area, you have to put some investigations systematically in order to come to a conclusion, draw a conclusion. Okay, you understand the first line? Second, it is actually about finding the truth through experiment or investigation using scientific methods. Research is the process of finding solution to a problem after thorough study, analysis of the situational factors. What is research? You have understood. So managers in the organizations constantly engage themselves in studying and analyzing issues. Hence, they are involved in some of the form of research activity as they take decision making in the workplace, right? So you understand why HR department, I took one department, HR department, identify one issue, that is what we call employee retention issue. So they are engaging in this problem, whether it's problem everywhere same or in our particular organization only. So they will come to know why it is available everywhere. So they will identify that and find the solution. They will implement the solution in their organization when they look at the researches. Okay, you have identified, you understood now? Right. So these are the first variable, second variable. Now we will go and see this article, the third variable. So it's H2, hypothesis 2, and performance appraisal, I think the third one. So work environment. Performance appraisal will be positive associated with the employee retentions. So this is the third one. So you understand? So these are the variables we call, two variables we have defined. Can you tell me what are they? Independent and dependent. Who is independent? These are independent because you are going to see how compensation impact employee retention. Employee retention depend on this, depend on this, depend on this. So that is dependent variables. Is that clear now? Now the same thing, this side, we are going to have independent variables. Independent variables. So we have two types of variables. What is the relationship? You are going to see. For example, if we want to take this box and put that into a box. How you come to know this conceptual framework? How you took this one? Based on the literature review, based on the article you have taken. Based on the research article you have found out. So what you have to do is you have to read research articles, download research articles, and then which one is the area you are interested, you have to go and see and find this. This is what you call independent variables and dependent variables. Is that clear now? So you are going to do the research on employee retention. You want to see employee retention, HR department. So what is the impact of compensation and benefit? What is the impact of training and development? What is the impact of performance appraisal on employee retention? If we increase compensation, is there any employee retention? Is there any increase in the training and development? Employee retention. A performance appraisal, if you increase employee retention. So you have to see this. Maybe the result in one area, it has taken in one area. That area, is it same for everybody? No, it will be different. So you are going to see the HR department in Doha, in banking sector, then you are going to see this. Maybe in hospitality sector, maybe in health sector, maybe in education sector. In what area? In the business related sector, the service area or service product or tangible product, whatever it is, you have to go and see this the HR practices, which is related to employee retentions. I have taken this idea here. So where I got now, literature theoretical base, literature review, it's easy for me because I have articles. I have already, you know, because I have the articles. So managers are doing research, we have understood, to identify the solution to the problems in the workplace. Sometimes managers make good decision and the problem gets solved. Sometimes managers make poor decision and the problem persists. So the difference between making good decision and poor decision lies in how managers go about the decision making process. So in the decision making process, what you think if you implement, maybe it will be perfectly right, not perfectly right. But if you go and read research articles, and then if you go and identify the theoretical background, and then you can be sure, I read an article, in that research article, they have found this much is information says, these articles are telling, this much person is successful. So if you implement, it will be successful. So that is the way. That's why we need research. Instead of you do a research, you can read the research papers and then you can come to know, you can implement on floor. Clear? Why we study research, you understand? It's really interesting. Yeah, steps of business research. What? Know where the problem area exists in the organization. HR department, finance department, marketing department, operation department, what department? So first you have to take that area, problem exists. Identify clearly, specifically as a problem, possible problem that need to be studied and resolved. Study means here you have to go on detail, explore. You are going to detail review and then find some information regarding that. Okay. and gather informations, analyze the data. These are the things you are going to do. So first, understand the area, problem area, and identify that clearly, specifically the possible problems that need to be studied. Yes. And then gather information, analyze the data, determine the factors that are associated. Example, retention, the factors associated, direct, independent, dependent, we discussed already. You understand? Factor associated what? In the retention, we have taken 3. What are they? Compensation, appraisal, and training and development. Example. Where I took this one? From the research paper. Somebody did it. Okay. So solve by making the necessary measures. So these are the research and the managers who are identifying the problem in the business. In the product marketing area, if you take one marketing area. In marketing area, I take one area. In that area, can you look at the problems? Maybe the product image problem, advertising problem, sales promotion problem, production distribution side, you may have problem. Product packaging side, you may have problem. Product pricing, you may have problem. Sales after services, you may have problem. Consumer preferences, you may have problem. New product development, you may have problem. So you have to identify in the marketing department in what area you are going to specifically go and dig. Example, I have taken one research area. Earlier I told about HR. Now here marketing. Such a way you can go in interested area. On your area of interest. Is that clear now, Hema, Rashid?
Yes, sir.
Everybody understood clear now? Okay, up to now clear. Research you can done different area. The area I have defined from marketing department and also HR department. I have taken one model course. Types of business research. I have discussed this. Now we will read this. Yeah, research can be undertaken to different purposes. One, to solve the current problem faced by the managers in the work setting. This is called applied research. So generally, we do what kind of research? Applied research. We do applied research because we see the problem in the workplace. We would like to see whether it is a problem, how it is a problem, how much it is a problem, how can we fix the problem, where the problem exists and persists. Yeah, what is the solution we can find? Then we go and find dig the subject area based on the studies done by the others. Then you will come to know. You can go and dig. So solve the current problem faced by the managers in the work setting, such as these research are called applied research. Okay, and to generate a body of the knowledge about how to solve the problem that could be occurred in organization. This is called basic research or fundamental research. It is also known pure research. So these are the two research. Examples of applied research. Apple iPod sales increased this percentage in 2001 to 2008. But the sales decreased by 6% 2009. What is the reason for decrease? You should understand, no? And university professor engage in basic research. So he is going to do a basic research. This is applied research. Huh? So the problem in the field we do. And in the universities, academic research. There are academic department, right? Sociology department, they are going to do some researches on that. How to improve effectiveness information system. How to integrate technology into overall strategy. So they are going to do some generate knowledge, understand and generate more knowledge about various aspects of business. So they go and dig on the subject, how to increase productivity of employees, how to increase effectiveness of small business. So they will go and see some researches. With the support of the students, they will ask them to go and do the research. And then from their research findings, they will publish their researches through universities. So academically, these people are going to help us. And if you go and read the research done by the universities, mostly the research done by the universities. Universities